The following program comes to you in color.
Well, look at us, right on time tonight for this Tuesday night edition of Runway DFW After Dark for, it's tax day here in the USA. Perhaps if you're in the States, you're sitting at your desk furiously typing in figures before you can push the button to send your return off to Uncle Sam. But at any rate, we're happy to have you with us tonight on Runway DFW After Dark. I am the man with a camera, Walt, and we'll be here for about 3 hours to bring you the action from one of the world's busiest airports. So here's the situation tonight. As we look over here to the East Tower, normally that's where we see planes lining up to take off, but, well, not this evening, not yet anyway. The wind, last time I checked, is out of the east-northeast. So it's not out of the north, it's not out of the south, but it's enough not out of the south to have south flow. So we are in north flow right now, and as you can see, aeroplanes are coming towards us. And it's not the ideal situation for our nighttime stream, especially as it gets darker. We'll get to see the underbelly of the planes now. However, the wind is supposed to be shifting around to a more southerly direction, so it is entirely possible that before the night is out, we'll be able to see the old switcheroo. So that's what we're hoping for. All right, so be prepared for some long distance shots here from Runway DFW. The first flight we saw taking off there was Flight 4108, American Eagle to Bentonville, Arkansas. And by the way, we do have one classic MD-11 here across the way over at UPS headquarters, so we hope to see that go out tonight. Here's our moderator, Pittsburgh Don, says, my tax has been done. So thank you for that information. Anna the dispatcher, also a moderator and also a channel member, says, my refund was $39. Well, you know what? That's better than no refund. It's better than having to write a check. CPA 919 says tax is done and refund gone. And Blue Dragon, who says, did it already. Time to get rid of the post-stress headache. I usually wait till the last minute. I sent mine in, or ours in, last week, because I always anticipate having to write a check, which the last couple of years we've had to. Because we don't get enough taken out. But last year we had kind of a disaster on our property, which meant we could write a few more things off. So hopefully that will pass muster with the powers that be over at the IRS. Let's see what an arrival looks like, shall we? Coming in from El Paso, Texas, this is an Airbus A319 American Flight 1681. Do you see it? That's it there. The planes are landing about 2 miles, maybe even a little more as they come in. But they touch down about 2 miles, mile and a half, 2 miles away from our camera location when we're in North Flow situation. So that's what we're stuck with, at least for the time being. And the grackles are here. So that's what an arrival looks like from our vantage point. We've got American Flight 2800 going to Indianapolis, Indiana, 737-800. Let's see if we can pick that up in progress here. I think we can. So this is an angle we don't normally, we don't get when we're in South Flow. Mr. Phil says not much refund at my house. And Keith N, Texas, referring to Anna's $39 refund. That's not even a tank of gas these days. So we're in the final moments before sun. 7:58 is the local sundown time, and it's 7:37. So about 15 minutes or so. Tom B says hello from Louisville. Hello there, Tom. Payathon, one of our great Quad Jet channel members, says happy Jackie Robinson Day to fellow baseball fans. Is this the day where all the teams wear uniforms with his number? I know they did that for a while. I don't know if that's an every year kind of thing. Veronica Peters says hello, everyone. Patrick Lloyd, channel member, says hello. Zane Roush is touting the greatness of the 737. And we are here at Founders Plaza, the official plane spotting location for DFW Airport. The airport provides this for folks who want to watch planes go. It's free to come here, and it's open 24 hours a day, despite what you might read on Google. Let's see, did I miss? There it is. Another E-Jet going up and out. That was flight 3735 American Eagle off to Aguas Calientes in Mexico, and we've got another jet right behind it, keen to lift off to its destination. Another American Eagle. This is an Embraer 170. That one Another American Eagle plane is about to slingshot into the skies. American Eagle 3378. It is going to Sioux Falls. Blue Dragon Who says the internet is having hiccups. I'm not seeing that at my end. Normally I would get a reading on my screen here that says I'm losing frames. So, but that's not to say it couldn't happen. So if you're having problems, hang in there with us. We seem to have a fairly stable signal for the most part. Dale Helton, channel member, says hello. Walton, Moderation Federation, hello. Dale. We got Helton to Melton, J.R. Melton. Walt, all baseball players are wearing the number 42 today. How are you doing?
Good.
Good to see you again.
Any exciting going on?
Not today so far, yet. I just wish they'd flip sides here, but the wind is it's not out of the, I don't know.
You had the Anatol come in?
I was not here last time it was here. Is it here again?
No, I'm actually hoping it's coming back.
Right.
It's here to come in and it gives
Yeah, I got here about 20 minutes after it landed. It was a Saturday. We were talking about the Antonov AN-124. The big Ukrainian cargo plane.
She's so big.
Yes. So here goes the flight to Sioux Falls. Robert Bruin says, Walt, I read that British Airways is gone and American Airlines is taking over the DFW to London Heathrow route. We have discussed that on a number of occasions in recent weeks. And that now British Airways isn't giving up the route, but it's suspending the London to DFW route until the fall. But unfortunately, at least as we understand it currently, the A380 British Airways Super Jumbo is not coming back. They'll restart that route with a 777. But before that happens, we will get to see the A380 coming in wearing a Qantas livery. So the giant flying roux is coming, but it won't be until August. So we've got kind of a desert here of A380s until August, mid-August. That coming in there is American Flight 1466 from Salt Lake, an Airbus A321. Seen so many E-jets that had E-jets on the mind. Tyson Price, a channel member, says, is DFW a hub for American? And yes, it truly is. I can give you one of these terminal shots over here, and this is Terminal B, and you can see all the American and American Eagle planes coming and going. American operates about 80 to 85% of all the passenger traffic here, so there's a lot. So if you're a fan of American Airlines, this is the place to see it. Cajun Josh says, does the German A340 still make occasional appearances? And yes, we saw it coming in on when we were here on Saturday. Now, normally on our nighttime shows, we will not see the A340 because Lufthansa flies it here from Frankfurt. And recently, that's all I've seen. So, sometimes in the past years, couple of years, Lufthansa's kind of mixed it up with, I think, A330s. But it's been A340s all the way, as far as I've seen in recent months. American Flight 3845 to American Eagle 3845 to San Antonio is on a roll. Let's see if we can pick that up in progress. Well, it's already in the sky, isn't it? I saw this morning our new friend Pedro from Madeira Airport Spotting, which is a very big YouTube channel. You've probably heard of it or seen it. He's been in Dallas-Fort Worth for a few days now. He did several broadcasts from here at Founders Plaza, including one on Saturday. And we were simulcasting there for a little while. And Pedro and his gang were at Love Field in Dallas today. So, Pedro, you're having a good time in Texas. I think he's off to Chicago now. He's based in Madeira, Portugal, which is quite an interesting airport. Do I see? Is that Qatar parked or is it on the move? I can't tell. I don't see it on the radar. So I'm guessing it's parked over there for later use. American Flight 963 to Sao Paulo, Brazil, a Dreamliner -9 is on the move. Let's see if we can find it over here. That would be it right there. It's entirely possible that it's... Is it hit the bridge? No. If it makes a left turn, it'll be going over the bridge, the east side of the airport for taking off. If not, it just about reached the spot where it will have to turn or not turn. So if it doesn't, maybe we'll get to see a wide body go up here on runway DFW. Robert Miner says happy Taco Tuesday and happy Tax Tuesday to our U.S. viewers. Robert Miner says good evening from Rocklin, California. Well, there goes the Dreamliner making the turn to head over the bridge. Toaster Waffles said I saw Qatar A350 flying over my house. It's always exciting to see. Sebastian Moya says, question, when does Cathay Pacific land for the first time? It's next week here at DFW Airport, and regrettably, as I've reported previously, we will not be able to bring that to you as Mrs. Runway DFW and I will be on special assignment. So we'll have to catch it on our rebound. But that's exciting. Cathay Pacific coming in from Hong Kong. And later this summer, EVA Air, no, I guess it'll be this fall, EVA Air will inaugurate flights from Taipei. We're looking at the cargo door of the MD-11 over there. Don't see any activity at the moment. We should have some cargo action before we get through the night. Let's look to the south here to see some planes coming in. The radar says this will be Frontier Flight 3978 from Las Vegas, an Airbus A321neo with Thunder the Bison on its tail. Pretty good chance we won't get to see a very good view of Thunder the Bison. Maybe when it turns for the terminal we'll catch a glimpse. In just a minute I'll show you the difference between south flow and north flow. Just for the record, we are in north flow right now, which means the planes are taking off to the north on runway 36 right, and they are landing, as this one just did, on 36 left, coming in from the south. And this is just on the west side of the airport. It's a very busy airport here at DFW. We've got other runways to show you on the other side of the airfield. Let's take a look at our flow chart here. We are where the blue Runway DFW logo is there at the top of your screen, top left of your screen. That's where we're located. And we are overlooking, well, in south flow, we're overlooking runways 18 right and 18 left, but we're in north flow now, so the planes are coming in the other direction, and that means they're farther away from us, and that's not great at night, but we'll do the best we can to bring you continuing coverage. American Eagle 3380 to Bismarck is on a roll now on 36 right. I think there it is. Everything is so far away that it's, unless I'm looking through the viewfinder, it's hard to even find it with your regular eyeballs. So we've had a lot of regional jets. And the next one out will also be a regional jet. But you know what? Maybe we're gonna do this. Ooh, I see something that looks like a fire. See that smoke over there on the other side of the airfield? I have no idea where it's coming from, but there is some smoke over there. So American Flight 963, that Dreamliner we saw, which is off to Sao Paulo, is just about to take off from runway 35 left. Hey, I'd like to thank Bill Platt for a $10 super chat. Thank you, Bill. He's a moderator and a channel member. Hello, Walt, fellow mods, paying members, and even those who are none of those. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your... Oh, there's that moose. And thank you again, Bill Platt. Okay, so the flight to Sao Paulo is rolling. We're going to move down here where I think we're more likely to see it being airborne. So we don't get to see the... oh wow, it's over here. I was way off on this one. Toaster Waffle says there's a good spot for South Flow on Southwest Construction Road. We've been there before, and we've been kicked out of there before. The powers that be. Well, here's the thing. This is not a run and gun kind of operation. We've got to set things up, tripods, tables, and we have kind of a higher profile than somebody just stepping out of their car to take a few shots. So if you look at our archives here on Runway DFW, you'll see that we've been to that location previously, but it's not some place we can hang out regularly. There you see it's another shot of the smoke. I don't know how visible it is to you at home in the viewing audience. But I don't think it has anything to do with the airport. There were a couple of large fires in Fort Worth on Sunday. One was a recycling plant fire, and the other was a grass fire. Robert says, looks like smoke east of DFW. Yeah, it's kind of to the southeast of the airport property is what it looks like. And the dispatcher telling Bill Platt the sun just went down. It's been beautifully sunny today. And see if we can give you a little. Well, it's not that colorful tonight. Maybe if I dial down the exposure a bit. That's a little better. But yeah, sun just did go down about a minute ago, technically. Linda Kavinsky, a channel member, says, good evening from Chicagoland. Hello, Linda. And I see also in the chat now, here's a Rachel Daly Hug. Channel member says, I've been watching videos about the first airlines and I noticed that the windows on planes used to be square. I wonder why they went to round. I imagine it has something to do with air pressure. I was watching Jerry on Big Jet TV today. He had a members only stream, or I guess a couple, from his latest port of call in Anchorage, Alaska, and they have incredibly interesting planes at that location, including some DC-3s, which I think at least one of them was more than 80 years old. And of course, they've been updated and re-engined and all that stuff, but they're still flying around, these DC-3s. And the DC-3s had square windows. I don't think I'd ever noticed that before. Our parade of E-jets continues. That was Flight 3804 American Eagle to Grand Junction. So we've got a little lull here between takeoffs. So stand by. Arib says sound is glitching. Now I cannot. Well, yes, I can hear. Let me see if I can hear that. A little lull here between takeoffs. Well, I was just listening to some playback of our stream, and it seems the audio seems to be okay at least on the signal that I'm receiving. So. Here's the MD-11. Josh Aldrich saluting Runway DFW After Dark. Hello, Josh. So happy to have you here with us tonight. Adam says we're coming through loud and clear to him in Marietta, Texas. Also says that, so I don't know. We'll see. Loud and clear, says Michael Flannery, one of our mods. And our mods know what's going on. Chuck TXK says, good evening, Walt. Hello, Chuck. We had some visitors from Texarkana visiting us over the weekend on Saturday. And I told them about you. Dallas Aviation loves the sound of tri-jets. All right, here comes a CRJ. CRJ 701ER off to Yuma, Arizona. American Eagle Flight 4937. It's a tiny plane. And now we've got a United 737-800 off to San Francisco. American Flight 1243, this will be an Airbus A321neo. And this one going to San Diego, California. And for our viewer who likes the 737, well, here comes another one, not that one. Somewhere behind it there, we should be seeing Flight 364 to San Jose, California. There it is. Well, so far I've seen no evidence whatsoever that we're going to be seeing a change to south flow. Christine Frank, channel member, says, "Evening, Walt. Great to see you. Good to see you as well." Larry Brown is saying lots of solar magnetic activity tonight may be affecting some wireless connectivity systems. Is that right? Oh. I did read something about there are some places that don't usually get to see the northern lights here in North America that may be able to see them tonight. I don't think that extends as far south as Texas, but if you might want to look online to see if you're in a place where you might be able to catch a glimpse of the northern lights tonight. Channel member Billy Farrar says, "Hi Walt, love the nighttime stream. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Billy. Okay, another E-Jet. This one a CRJ 701ER American Eagle 6405 to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And another E-Jet is on the move. This is going to be Flight 3723 to Chihuahua in Mexico. J.R. Milton says, Walt, have you ever flown into London when Gatwick was served from here at DFW Airport? We no longer have Gatwick flights. Everything goes to Heathrow. And I can't tell you that I remember a lot about it. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, maybe more. That was American 1104 to Boise, Idaho, and there was a 321. David Gates says, I kind of like the North Flow. You get some really good shots. Well, it's different, that's for sure. It's kind of nice that we have a sky that's kind of illuminated now. Once it gets really dark, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm still hoping they'll flip things around before we sign off. And when I say flip things around, I mean go from North Flow to South Flow. Rachel's got to head out, but I'll try to come back soon, says she. Rich Carlisle, looking at our tri-jet. Hello, Rich, up there in Indiana. Chad Hart, one of our channel members, says, howdy, Walt, and everybody in the chat. Hello to you, Chad. Larry Brown says, tomorrow night, there is an increased possibility of stronger magnetic storms as well. So, I think we need to... That's not the direction I want it to go. There we go. It's a little better. RJ Luke has been a tri-jet member now for 3 months. Good evening, Walt, says RJ, and thank you for being a channel member. Appreciate that. Ron C says, I had a connecting flight in London, a 3-hour layover, landed in Gatwick and took off from Heathrow. That would have been... How did you make that transition? Was there... I mean, I know we went on we went on rail from Gatwick into London, but I don't know that there's any... Is there any direct rail from Gatwick to Heathrow? That I don't know. Got a supercargo master headed our way. A Martinair supercargo master came in from Tyler, Texas. Hello.
DFW Tower, runway 3553 on the visual, runway 36 right. Correction, 36 left.
With the advantage of right now, when 10 at 10, runway 36 left.
Runway 36 left, clear to land, runway 3553.
Our friends at Flight Radar 24 aren't giving me the information about the age of this plane. Typically, the fleet is from either the 80s or the 90s, but don't have that information for you at this juncture. So we'll have to leave it as a 20th century aircraft as it taxis by that MD-11. We've got some business to take care of here. First of all, Richard Hamby is now a Twin Jet member. Thank you, Richard. Jet Setter Bound 747 with a $20 super chat. Hey, Walt, been a while. I have been working on my flighty hours for Delta. Cool to see the opposite runways. Never seen that. It is not the normal way of doing things here. I would say probably maybe less than 30% of the time do we have North Flow here, based on my experience. And a lot of times when we have North Flow, I don't come out here because I don't want to. It's a little harder for us to capture all the action.
1659 with the visual 3611.
Ascending Dragon 1, our official Runway DFW American Eagle pilot, is here with us. Greetings and felicitations from Casa Bueno del Silveron. Good evening, all. Hello to you, Ascending Dragon numero uno. Couple planes on the way in as we say hello to Kevin Bolton, who's thanking us for the stream. Loving DFW. Thank you, Kevin. American Eagle, 3553 from Springfield is the plane that's kind of in the middle of your screen there. And that'll be Springfield, Missouri, as there are a lot of Springfields here in the USA. I think I heard Kevin talking about that on Sunday's Airline Videos live broadcast. I think almost every state has a Springfield. Not as close in. I think we have one more level of digital zoom that we can give that, but I don't like to go that far, typically. We give thanks to Bill Platt, our moderator and channel member, who has gifted 10 Runway DFW memberships. So thank you so much for that, Bill. And let's welcome our new members. Raina Taylor, we know her. Corey Robinson, Caramel Caribou, John Hume, Conan, Kevin, Christopher Jordan, Sky Warrior 73, No Fox Given, and Hootie St. Cyr.
At Whiskey Kilo, cross 36 right and contact ground. Ground point 85 on board, 3553.
And did I see? Sam says, my dad used to fly those UPS MD-11s out of DFW, retired about 4 years ago. Theo Smaglick says, good evening, Walt. Hello, Theo. Theo is a channel member. I think you're seeing now the names of our newest channel members. Larry Brown was saying 1993 for the Cargo Master. J.R. Melton says, I flew British Caledonian. Now there's a name you don't see anymore, to Gatwick from DFW in August of 1982 on a trijet. Here's Skittles. A Quadjet channel member says, greetings everyone. Hello, Skittles. Bill Platt says, I may be the odd one, but I like North Flow. I like seeing takeoffs over landings. Well, we'll give you as many as we can. We don't have anything going on right now as far as takeoffs go. Next to land is an E-Jet from Bentonville, Arkansas, American Eagle 3504. So I guess that's what we're going to look at, because ain't nothing else to see right now. Ascending Dragon says, Springfield, Missouri, home of Missouri State University, and one of the most unique Thai restaurants I've ever visited. Interesting. Larry Brown, with some statistical information, there are 34 cities or towns named Springfield in the U.S., all strangely next to Shelbyville. Doe. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, you'll know what he's talking about there. Well, here comes the big flight from Bentonville. As we always point out, Bentonville. Why are we getting flights from Bentonville? That is the home base of Walmart, the international headquarters of Walmart. And for those of you not in the U.S., that is one of our, I think it's the biggest retailer in the U.S. They have these gigantic stores. I think I've told this story before, but I went to the first Walmart superstore in, I think it was in Garland, Texas. It was their kind of their prototype. And I remember going there, and that would have been back in the 80s. And, in addition to a big grocery store, which at that time they were operating with a branded, regional grocery company from this area. They didn't have their own grocery area, or at least it wasn't a Walmart grocery. But it was quite jaw-dropping at the time to walk into that place and see all of the. You can go in there and buy a TV set and buy some tires for your car and get all your groceries, and it was very novel at the time. Wood Doctor says an Embraer is taxied from the gate to 18 left, hold short, changing to South Flow. Let me take a look here. Oh. I do believe you may be correct. So there we go, South Flow. You've seen it here, folks. Guess we saw the last flight, at least on the east side, coming in was that one from Bentonville. And here we go. So I guess Bill Platt, you're out of luck now as far as North Flow goes. But we had some. We had about almost an hour's worth of North Flow. That was American Eagle 3541 to Midland, Texas, and Embraer 175. Now out of the picture. So we can reset our primary camera here. No, our backup camera, sorry. So we can show you the East Tower. So that will be our new backup shot. We've come caught with a salute to Woot Doctor for catching that shift. And it'll probably be quiet here for a little while all the planes get realigned that are coming in. Looks like the first arrival, at least on the east side, will be flight 1878 American Airlines coming in from Newark in the metropolitan area. Bill Platt says, all good. South Flow probably means we'll get a longer broadcast. You're probably right about that. Wellington Flights Live. Our friend Kevin from New Zealand says, I am 23 months on your channel too, Walt. So good. Great to see you, Kevin. Yeah, I popped in on his stream over the, I guess it was on Saturday night here in North Texas after we went off the air. And He had his little dog Romeo with him, with Romeo Cam. You've got to check out Wellington Flights Live if you haven't. There's a plug for you, Kevin. You deserve it. Jasmine S. says, I've never seen the flow switch in real time. That's awesome. We've seen it a couple times, you know, maybe a half dozen times or so in all the 3.5 years we've been doing this. Adam Drawbaugh says, FYI, tomorrow is my 42nd birthday. 42nd birthday. Oh yeah, birthday. So, to Adam and to everybody who has a birthday today, tomorrow, this week, this weekend, this month, happy birthday to you from Runway DFW. Happy birthday. I should have used that little that little interlude to go get my my windbreaker, because it's starting to get chilly here at the airport. Let's see, the METAR says we've got a temperature 69 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius.
Tower runway 3811 is on the visual, runway 18 right.
All right, our first arrival here on 18 right.
Cleared to land, runway 3811.
American Airlines Flight 3811 from Oklahoma City, Josh, or American Eagle Flight 3811 from Oklahoma City, Josh Aldrich territory. As we look at the, we've got a very clear night tonight. As you can see, you can almost reach out and touch downtown Dallas, which is probably about 15 miles away. I measured it on the map today. Love Field is about 13 miles east of here. That's the other commercial airport in North Texas. And then Alliance Airport, which is to the west of here, it's about 16 miles, I think. So now, we don't have to zoom in quite so much to see the arrivals here. There's Raina Taylor. Hello, everyone. Hi, Walt. Thanks for the gift. Bill Platt. Yes, Raina Taylor is now a channel member again. Thanks to Bill Platt. And we're about to see the Embraer 170 arriving from Oklahoma City. And then after that, I'm going to go get my windbreaker. As we're about to see our first arrival, or the shrubbery, using the poetic term there. Ah.
What distributor? The score next week has to be a Bravo, Charlie to the rest, is monitor ground 25. this is okay. You could just
All right, well, please excuse me while I go get some, I go get a wrap. This is not a wrap. This is not a wrap, but I gotta go get a wrap. You know what I mean. So, let's play this to keep you busy. Is that what I'm looking for? No. Is it? No. I can't find the music I wanted. What's going on? Yeah, here we go. Be right back on Runway DFW.
Tower 2351, breaking back. Hey, right, clear line, 20. Part of D part, clear for signal 1. Tower on board 4250, inbound visual 1 right. 18 right, clear to land on void 4250.
Well, sorry, I didn't have time to turn off the music when that plane came in. That was American Flight 2351 coming in from Mexico City, a 737-800. And we've got Flight 1771, which is headed to Las Vegas. Next, there you see it rolling down 18 left.
Departure American 1771.
Josh Aldrich, they flipped the runways. They did. They flipped them.
Frequency again, American 1771. Takeoff, Skyline 4970. Don't face hold short 180, 250.
Tan Man 3880 said, Walt, did you notice a wind shift? Well, the wind is very, it's almost non-existent, really. As we see another Super Cargo Master arriving. This one from Abilene, Texas.
Over departure, Skyline 4979.
Let's see if we've gotten any. All right, we'll have to play its salute after it goes out of view.
1996.
A 29-year-old Cessna 208B Supercargo Master operating for Martinair, the cargo company which feeds into UPS, in and out. There, crossing your screen right to left, is American Flight 2267. It is going to Kansas City to 737-800. Oh, and it's the this is my favorite livery. It's the American Airlines retro livery. They've got two retro liveries. One, this is the newer of the two. I like both, but I like this one the best. This particular livery's been out of vogue now for, I don't know, what, 10 or 12 or 15 years. It's got the AA on the tail and the red, white, and blue stripe bisecting the fuselage. I agree with you, Bill Platt. Cheat lines. We need a return of the cheat lines. Don't get quite as good a view of it in the nighttime as we would at the day, but always good to see. There's a lot of controversy, of course, about the new Korean Air livery, which I like. And some people it doesn't hit the right way. But I am hoping that Korean Air does maintain at least a couple of planes in its fleet with the now traditional livery.
Good day, American 2267.
I was among those who was thinking it was kind of starting to look a little dowdy. I don't mind seeing it, but I think something new was good. CPA 919 says, I miss that livery. I do too. Yolete says, I remember when retro livery was current livery. As do I. And Bry Guy says that's their favorite retro livery. And it would seem to me that Just Plains Crazy feels that way as well. Well, let me reset here if I can. Just a little reminder that you're watching Runway DFW After Dark, live and in color from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. It's currently 8:42 p.m. Central Time here, and we'll be with you till probably about 10:30, I would guess. So if you can hang around with us, we welcome you to Runway DFW After Dark. Want to get up, we got a lot of talk about that American Airlines livery. Want to get up, go ahead, says, in my humble opinion, that is perfect graphic design. So many modern liveries leave you wondering. Yeah, like that, whatever it is on the back of the Volaris tail. We see it quite often. It's I know it's supposed to represent something, but it just looks like something that's being blurred out. Christine Frank saying hello to the mass fucker who's here with us. 757 Chip says good evening, everyone. Chip is one of our Quadjet channel members. Rohit Parkhouse says the new Korean livery will grow on you just like the new Air India livery. I think I saw that new Air India livery a couple of days ago on one of the aviation streams. That looks kind of good. I like that. Kevin at Wellington Flights Live says, I really like the new Korean Air livery as well. It also gets away from looking like the Pepsi logo. Yeah. I mean, there was no connection between those, of course. It's just, I mean, it would probably, that logo came way before Pepsi used that similar design. Very quiet here now. Warren Rodriguez says, hi, Walt. Hello, everyone. And Game Boy Lyrics says, oh, I really like the new Air India livery. Hey, you know what we'll do now? Because we've got at least a couple of minutes here.
2796 on the visual 18 right.
I'm going to take this out, the clock I'm talking about, and I'm going to thank everybody right now. Where's our thank you music? It's our thanks crawl. We try to play this every time we are on the air to thank our channel members. The list, as always, is led by James Webb, who is the official channel sponsor of Runway DFW. Thank you so much, James. And now, for our top tier members, Quadjet, I like to read out their names individually, just because I can. I'll try not to mispronounce any along the way. So thank you to our Quadjet channel members. This list was prepared at 11 a.m. this morning, so if you're a new member as of tonight, you'll see your name on an upcoming stream. So here we go with our Quadjet channel members: 757 Chip, Airplanes FRA, Alan J, Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Beve, Bill Platt, Cubs Win, Dwayne C, Esso Rents, James Webb, John Lipman, Josh Aldridge, Kevin D, Kirby Brooks Sr., KS Avgeek, Lori M, Michael Flannery, Michael Schwarzkopf, Michelle R.S., Mike G, Netgear, Only Planes Network, Patrick Wooters, Pete Nordine, Payathon, S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah the Real Deal, Skittles, Steve Lundaby, Stuart Kircher, Texas Girl, The Grinch, TNT Oh My, and Will Hutchison are Quad Jet channel members. And at this time, we're starting now. You'll see our Tri-Jet members, and once we get through with those, you'll see the Twin Jet members. This will all take about 10 or 15 minutes. And meanwhile, we'll watch the planes for you here on Runway DFW. Delta Flight 2796 from Salt Lake City, an Airbus A220. 757 Chip says to steal or borrow from a Dilbert cartoon. The welcome sign at the outside firm that the airlines hired to design new liveries logos is "Welcome to Marketing, 2-drink minimum." Well, speaking of our channel sponsor and of a Quad Jet member, James Webb has joined in, and he is here to gift a $200 super chat. James Webb, I'm speechless every time I see that, and he does that quite often. So thank you, James, so much for your support, your ongoing and incredible support of the channel. I'm looking for a plane here. Oh, it's a Frontier plane. Oh, there's an animal on there. I can't tell what that is. Well, we finally got it in our sights. Frontier Flight 3832, I believe it is, from Phoenix, an Airbus A320 Neo, and that was Wiley the Coati on the tail. Wiley the Coati? Now here's an interesting thing that Want to Get Up, Go Ahead says, am I the only one who pats the side of the plane when crossing in from the jetway? I also take a picture of the doorway entrance, just a superstition. You know what I do is I go to Flight Radar 24, and I take a screenshot of the plane that I'm on, or I pull up the information about the plane, what kind of plane it is, what the end number is, and all that stuff, and I take a picture of it, and it saves to my camera roll, so I can remember what plane I was on, because of course I didn't do that. I wish I had done that a long time ago, but I didn't. Kevin says Qantas Flight 22 is pushing back from the gates. Thank you, Kevin. We will be on the lookout for that. American Flight 3286 from Las Vegas, an Airbus A321 is about to touch down, and to do that, or to take a picture of it, we'll swing around camera 1. And we have done that now.
Runway 18 left, American 1092.
Cross 1 left, motion 1 right, look for 971.
MR Rice. Couldn't say it better myself. Thank you, James Webb, for your outstanding support towards Runway DFW and me. Rohit Parkal says, I'm coming back to the U.S. on June 14th via Emirates to LAX. Well, I hope you have a wonderful flight.
Cross, 1 in right, Charlie.
Esther says, Walt, can you please go to Chicago O'Hare on April 25th? I fly on United Airlines. It takes off at 9:09 in the morning. Well, that's a kind of a big ask. The problem is that I will not be available on that date, as Mrs. Runway DFW and I will be on assignment. So I apologize. I'd love to go to Chicago, although it's my understanding that plane spotters at O'Hare Airport have had some issues with the authorities there. And I'm not up to date on what's happening, but I know there was something going on. So I hope they get that all sorted out. Did we say what that was? American Flight 1082 to El Paso, an Airbus A321. Was that? Hey, how about another Super Cargo Master? This one coming in from Tyler, Texas. Often these planes come in on the crosswind runway, runway 13 right, and we don't get to see them. This one's coming in here on 18 right. Martin Air Flight 648 from Tyler, Texas. Tyler's in East Texas. Let's see, we've got to find this plane again, as we need to salute it. Well, we'll do that when it comes back into our sights.
$19.88.
One of the older Super Cargo Masters we get to see.
RNAV B Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, runway 3359.
We are now seeing Qantas Flight 22. This will be off to Melbourne in just a few minutes. The 7879 Dreamliner. It's going to be making a long trip. .787 Chip says, looks like the commissioner, or assignment. Sounds like the commissioner of Runway DFW needs a vacation.
Takeoff, 18 left.
I think the commissioner does.
Tower, American 1322, visual 1 right.
American 1322, Tower, good evening. Runway 18 right to the land, wind 0.
20 right there, land, American 1322.
So for you Super Cargo Master fans, here's this one.
Departure runway 3359 today.
Is that a red light in the cockpit, or is that just a reflection? I can't tell. It's almost as though they're signaling us.
Cross 20 left, Hotel 18 right, 2, runway local 214.
142
Raina Taylor is departing us for a WrestleMania marathon. Well, whatever floats your boat there, Raina, but we're happy to have had you with us, and we welcome you back as a channel member, thanks to Bill Platt. Ascending Dragon 1 says the Cargo Master / Caravan was one of my favorite airplanes to fly. It can do just about anything you ask of it. Good hauler, maneuverable, and kind of roomy in the cockpit. Well, that makes a difference as well. Flight coming in from Denver, Colorado, American 1322. It's an Airbus A321, and as soon as we see this touchdown, we'll swing around and we'll look for the departure of Qantas Flight 22 to Melbourne. There's a flying Roo.
Right heading 190, clear for takeoff, 18 left,
18 left, clear for takeoff. This flight is going to be going almost 9,000 miles to Melbourne on a flight of more than 17 hours.
left, line of await, American 1797. American 1322, travel position, cross 1 left, down 85,
Yeah, we're clear to the hangar on board local 214. Taxi to the ramp on board local 214, you too.
Department 26.
Jorge Botello says hello, Runway DFW from Edinburgh, Texas. Very happy to have you a part of our broadcast today. There's a CRJ regional jet. That one arriving from Brownsville, Texas, flight 5009 American Eagle. So I was going to check to see. I always like to see, I always hope to bring you at least one 747. Not always possible. And let's see. I don't see any on tonight's agenda. We've got a UPS MD-11 coming in at 10:10 p.m. from Chicago Rockford International Airport. At least that's on the schedule here. The one we've got, the UPS plane that we have. Oh, hold on, let me take this out. Thank you again to all of our channel members. Thank you so much for your support of Runway DFW. Put our clock back in here. So the let me point our camera over here. This MD-11 is scheduled to go out to Louisville at 9:25, so less than a half hour from now, if they get that thing buttoned up, and if my source of information is accurate. Also, let's see, Turkish. Did we see Turkish? Turkish pushback. Not seeing it. AA1 says hello, Walt, and the Runway DFW After Dark family. Hello, AA1. Douglas Thompson speculating that the Chicago restrictions might be because of a 1979 crash of an American Airlines plane, which I remember well. And it may be that the airport authority fears a similar event being live streamed. You know, I don't think that could be a reason today, because everybody's got a camera. There's no whatever happens is going to be on TV, and you probably, there have been several crashes in recent months, and we've had pictures of all of them from one source or another, whether it's security cameras or people on the ground. Now, I do, understand that airport authorities are concerned about security, and somebody who has a tripod could be seen as a security threat because if there's not a
camera.
camera attached to it, but rather something more sinister, that's a big problem. So I would be, personally, here at DFW, I'd be all in favor of a program if the airport agreed to it for legitimate plane spotters to be able to sign up and get some kind of either a vest or a badge or something that would indicate that they've been cleared. They've gone through security checks, and something you could present to a police officer who had any questions about what you were doing, just to let them know that you're A-OK. I definitely have no problems doing that. In previous years, I've been cleared by the Secret Service to be in the vicinity of high-ranking officials, so there's nothing on my record I have to worry about. Let's see, the plane just took off, flight 2430 to San Francisco, in Airbus A321. There's a plane winding up there, which I don't think we're going to get to see that one, but we will get to see. Arriving, flight 1693 from El Paso, an American Airlines Airbus A320. And you'll be seeing it very shortly.
1999.
Well, it kind of went out of our trajectory, but there you go. It's a 20th century Airbus A320. You win some, you lose some. Here in the one-man production department.
Tower runway 3783. Do you want to tear with the hotel or follow at 348?
Glenn Killian says, "What's up, all from Conroe, Texas?" Episki questioning, how late can you stay out there at Founders Plaza? Well, I mean, my batteries could probably take me till almost dawn. But I have other things I've got to do because at dawn I'm scheduled to pick up my 8-year-old grandson to take him to school. So I don't want to stay too terribly late. Plus, we sometimes will get sprinklers going off here after 10:30 p.m. So I don't wish to be subjecting my gear to water. So I generally try to clear out by 10:30, and usually the activity is winding down by then. We've got a few stragglers after that, but that was flight 2403 from Atlanta, an Airbus A321. And there on the left side of your screen, that would be flight 1458 to Josh Aldrich Territory, Oklahoma City, and 737-800.
Take off 18 left, our DMV partner 1458. Line up away 18 left, envoy 3783.
So sorry, I just was seeing what you were doing because it looks like you got to pick up a
Oh, that's okay. We're on YouTube on Runway DFW is our channel on YouTube. It's live.
Find it. I just want to see who I needed to follow because you got a heavy duty setup over here, my friend.
Well,
Runway DFW.
Yes,
Thank you, boss.
You're welcome. I think we have a new viewer. Flight 3783 is what that is, going to Brownsville, Texas, at Embraer 175. We're going to turn our big camera around here in order that we might bring you, hopefully, the arrival of Flight 1931 from Phoenix, Arizona, an Airbus A321. Coming in over the shrubbery here at Founders Plaza. Very happy that you could find your way here tonight if you're a new viewer. I mean, we welcome all of our loyal long-term viewers, but it's always nice to say hello to our new viewers because they may be experiencing something that they've never seen. And yes, pretty much all we do is we look at planes landing and taking off, and we talk about them, and we have some other airline-related talk. It's fun. I like it. Jeffy DH says, does Mrs. Runway DFW ever pop out to supervise? This has never happened. Here comes one of my favorite planes. It's a 757. This UPS plane came in from Louisville. I'm guessing it came in on the other side of the airfield because I didn't see it land.
$19.95.
We've got another Martinair coming in ahead of it. Another Super Cargo Master.
Ram from American 1931 on the ground, checking on Alpha
1989.
I know, I don't think I had that in my sights when, but yeah, that was a 1989 plane, that Super Cargo Master. All right, here comes the 757. Milkman has been Tri-Jet member for 3 months. Keep up the great work, says Milkman. Thank you. Your support is much appreciated. Financial and moral support. Such a nice looking aircraft. It extinguished its headlights so as not to blind us.
Good night. 15 speed, Carol.
Tower, good evening, American 368, on the visual 18 by Washington.
It's got the pole position here. Very nice. Douglas Thompson says, Walt, there was a vetting process for spotters and streamers at O'Hare, police background checks, and a familiarization trip of the spotting areas. The ban was out of the blue. You know, I don't have any inside other than what you say. I don't have any inside information about that, but that smacks of bureaucracy to me. Vedant Pathak says, hello, Mr. Walt. We like hanging around here too. Perfect place for aviation enthusiasts. You are, I can't even say this. I'll just let you read it. I can't say that about myself. It's an E-Jet. An Embraer 170 coming in from Midland, Texas. American Eagle 4279.
American 1538, our national alarm, and runway 1 left, clear for takeoff. 50 left, clear for takeoff on alarm, American 1538. Runway 1 left, line up wait. American 24, line up wait. Wait left.
Keith Holloway says, hello all from Founders Plaza. Keith, are you here somewhere?
Short of 18 left to Gulf 8, all boys.
Lobo 59 Mix says, greetings from Childress, Texas, down Amarillo way. We welcome you. Joseph Estrello says hello from San Antonio.
4173 tower, runway 1 left on a voice. Runway 1 left on 4173. American 1538, contact DE, Barge Connect. Barge 1538, connect.
And the Mass Fokker says, gotta be bureaucracy, otherwise why not all airports? Well, we've got a flight coming in from San Antonio, Texas. Did I miss it? No, there it is. Another Airbus A320. Where did it go? Did I miss it? I was looking for that plane. Well, that was also a 20th century plane, dating back to the year 1999, but yeah. Well, it should be getting close to the time when we'll see some UPS outgoing action. It's taken off over there. It's another Embraer 170, this one going to Garden City, Kansas. Flight 3557, American Eagle.
R9 here, takeoff 18 left, American 1759.
Envoy 3357, contact Barge Connect.
Departure Envoy 3357.
Looks like American Flight 1759 is on its way to Ontario, California. And Airbus A321. Michael Jennings wants to know if I have a favorite airplane, and yes, it's any 747. I'm not particular about that. My second favorite one to see, we're talking about commercial airlines, or airplanes. I'm not into military planes, but my second favorite plane is the A340, specifically the A340-300, which we get to see, luckily enough, here when we do our daytime streams. Lufthansa flies that in, although that's probably not long for the world as far as Lufthansa goes.
We'll cross 18 left to Gulf Stage, ground on the other side, runway 426.
A long run out.
Gulf 8, crossing left, 25, 85.
And my number 3 plane that I like to see, what is it?
Contact departure, good night, American 1759.
Probably the MD-11. You'll notice I didn't say A380. I appreciate the A380, just not my favorite plane. I did finally get to fly on it last year, though, so. Here's Smoking Slice, one of our channel members and moderators. Walt, how you doing tonight? Getting a little cool, but everything is good. Do a temperature check here from the METAR. 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius for our international viewers.
Take off 18 left, RNF to Lauren, all the way 3492. Line for 18 left, American 036.
How about some A300 action? Now being pushed back. This one's going to Ontario, California. Flight 761. It's a turn of the century A300 from the year 2000.
Departure for Bravo 3492 as well. 3136. I have land, come pick up 18 left on 0136. 3459, runway 18 left on boy. 18 left, left point on boy, 34.
Keep my ear out, or my... Oh, we have something interesting coming in here. On this, okay, this proves it. This is a thing. We're talking about FedEx. FedEx Flight 1058 coming in from Alliance Airport in Fort Worth. It has been in the air now for 10 minutes. And we've seen this now. This is the third time we will have seen this. So it's a thing. It's a 10-minute flight. The shortest flight we will see. So interesting to me.
RNF Blair, runway 18 left, 48.
It doesn't have its tail lit up tonight. So okay, it's an 11-minute flight as of right now from Alliance Airport. It's about 18 miles to the west of us.
DFW Tower, American 2024, visual runway 20 right.
19. 1997.
Almost had the wrong decade there. So, yeah, this is a regularly scheduled flight, apparently. Flight 1058. Making a very short hop Now, at Alliance Airport, FedEx has an operation, a cargo operation over there, and they also have one over here at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. So I can only speculate that they loaded up over at Alliance and come over here and get some more cargo and then move on to the next destination. But a very unusual thing to see, at least in my book. Oh, did they light up that side of the tail? Interesting.
Request 1 left on Gulf 8, contact ground 1.5.
Keith Holloway says, back when I was a dispatcher for Compass Airlines, no longer a thing, I would sometimes have to plan flights from DFW to Alliance to get painted. Yeah, they do have a paint barn over there at Alliance. I've seen pictures on the DFW Facebook group for spotters. And occasionally they'll get some very, well, planes you just don't see over there in Fort Worth to get painted. I think I saw a TUI. TUI, is that how you pronounce it? TUI? Pictured to get a paint job over there recently. And while FedEx has a facility over on the east side here at the airport, we just don't see that many FedEx planes. I can probably count on the fingers of one hand all the times I've seen FedEx planes in our journeys over here on at Founders Plaza. Well, what's going on there? Well, we have some emergency vehicles which are headed out.
Alright, Whiskey Fox, clear across 18 right, hold toward 18 left, UPS 741.
So UPS plane again was is off to Ontario, California. An A330, an A300, sorry. Daryl Zimmerman planning ahead. I'll be at DFW on September 23rd on my way to Disneyland. Very exciting. Never been to Disneyland or Disney World. No, I was on the outskirts of Disney World once. I think I went to a gift shop at Disney World where you didn't have to go into the you didn't have to get admission. You could just kind of go into the gift shop. Brendan Dragosic, I was just reading this today. Beginning October 28th, Iberia has shifted its schedule to Depart Madrid at 12:55 a.m. local time, so a red-eye flight arriving in DFW at 5:30 a.m. and the return flight departing DFW at 1:55 p.m., landing in Madrid at 6:15 a.m. the following morning. And the article that I read indicates that that's pretty unusual for a transatlantic flight to have a red-eye edition.
UPS 761 Heavy is ready to go now.
Our moderator Kai says hello there. Hello there, Kai. Glad to have you here.
left, RNFD Park, American 829.
Smoke and Slice says, I'm super excited that I landed that job I had an interview for last Thursday. I'm now a service advisor for Honda. Well, we'll have to say nice things about Honda then. But I don't have any problem with Honda. Well, congratulations. That's so cool. Do you get a car as part of that job? That'd be nice. Okay, we've got coming in, speaking of cargo, we're going to shift our attention from this because we see these A300s quite regularly. We've got Aerologic coming in from Toronto. This will be a 777 freighter. So we'll look at this. We've got another couple seconds here. Then we've got to shift around on this camera. So I don't think we'll see the A300 taking off.
Take up 111, get to this point.
We'll see it rolling on camera 2 here in a moment. There it goes there. We are going to peel away from the A300 to catch a 777 here coming in from Toronto. This is the Aerologic. Aerologic is a German cargo carrier. $757 Chip says since Iberia is a one world partner of American Airlines, maybe they want to take advantage of the AM connections with American at DFW. That makes sense. It's Frontier Flight 3999 to San Francisco with Thunder the Bison on the livery. So did I put this one up with Anna the dispatcher letting Smoke and Slice know that her husband and she love their Hondas? Leroy Harris says, Walt, that FedEx is a daily, nightly flight with a route of Alliance to DFW to Greensboro, North Carolina. FedEx has a small operation at Greensboro. So that answers that question. Thank you for that information, Leroy. Keith Holloway says U.S. Airways retro livery about 25 minutes out. We'll be looking forward to that. Gordon Freeman says Kalitta Air has the first 777-300ER freighter. Can't wait to see it. Hopefully we'll catch it in here sometime. 757 Chip says, does anyone know if Boeing is still building the 777 freighters or have they shipped to the 777-8F manufacturing and assembly? Chip, I would think someone with your wide knowledge of aviation might have that answer. But I don't, but maybe somebody in our audience does. Here we've got an American Eaglet, 3391. It's going to Houston Hobby Airport.
Boy, 18 left, American 3011.
I was reading a story about Southwest Airlines the other day. Southwest does not fly to DFW yet, although we expect to see it in the next year or two, especially once they finish Terminal F. But the story was about the start of Southwest Airlines and how they somehow managed to do 10-minute turnarounds when they would land, and within 10 minutes they get the passengers off, the baggage off, they'd get new passengers on, and they'd send that plane on its way to maximize the usage of its aircraft back when it was operating pretty much exclusively between Dallas and Dallas Love Field and Houston Hobby Airport and I think San Antonio as well. Can you even imagine that? The article I read, I think it was in Simple Flying, said that's not possible anymore due to regulations, which would keep you from turning a plane around that quickly. Well, that's pretty amazing, though. We have here for you a 767 flight 751. As you can see, it is UPS, and it is going to the Worldport in Louisville. And because of its current trajectory, it looks like it's going to take off over here on the west side. It's going to have to pause here for the cause because American Flight 2361 is coming in from San Diego, California. It's going to be an Airbus A321 when we get it in our sights.
departure, man. 768, great.
GPS 751 Army Tower, Whiskey Foxtrot, Bronx, runway 18 right, runway 18 left, 1 away.
Tower, you said 71 heavy is holding short of 1 right.
GPS 751 Army Tower, Whiskey Foxtrot, Bronx, runway 18 right, runway 18 left, 1 away.
And just for the record, this 767 is celebrating its, well, it's 2-year anniversary. It got fired up in April of 2023. Ooh, we have a Kalitta Air 777 freighter, a 12-year-old. We've seen this one before, or at least one like it. In fact, I may have seen this on Jerry's stream today from Anchorage. It's going back to Anchorage. It's a white livery with just a very not very prominent Kalitta Air logo to the rear of the pilot's window, and otherwise it's pretty much all white. And so we'll see that, should be seeing that shortly. Scheduled to depart at 10 p.m., although, you know, as a freighter, could leave any time it's ready to go. Ali Rodwan says, I'm right behind you at Founders Plaza. Ah! Well, hello to you, Ali, wherever you are. Yes, looks like it's going to get quiet here for a little while. At least until we see that Kalitta Air pop out. Carlos Garcia says, good evening from Albuquerque. And Airplanes, Trains, and Cows says, howdy from Nashville. Hello, ATC. Got to meet you a couple of weeks ago. Some more greetings. This one from Brisbane. MK Aviation. Good day from Brisbane. Keaton Taylor says, a small part of me is hoping this stream is going when I go on my next flight to Denver? Well, we're here, what, about usually 2 or 3 times a week. So we're always happy to catch our viewers while they're jetting about. So I hope we'll be here in time. We'll be here for that. Kimberly Siokin or Chiokin says hi from Dallas. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate that. Spry YZ says love the show. Hello from YYZ. Which, as we all know, is Toronto. So welcome to our Canadian viewers as well. We are eagerly awaiting the Kalita Air to make an appearance. Steve Von Dobschutz says hello from West Michigan. Grand Rapids, great show tonight, Walt. Thank you, Steve. JBoard1, hello from Tyler. FL Cologne says hello from Founders Plaza. We have several viewers here at Founders Plaza tonight. We've got camera 1 trained on the emergence point of the Kalita Air cargo plane. I don't see it moving right now, at least not on the radar. If you've been with us or if you're just joining us, we started out tonight in North Flow with the planes coming at us and taking off over us. And after about an hour, things got swapped around. So we're in what's more or less normal flow now. I guess you would call North Flow reverse ops here. The predominant way of things here is South Flow, which is where we are now. Planes coming in from the north and taking off towards the south. Travis Michaels is greeting us from Omaha. Hello, Travis. Harry Potter fan says, hey, Walt, are you streaming tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. Perhaps on Thursday. We'll see. I haven't planned things out that far, to be frank. Jesse Vu says that the American Airlines service from DFW to Brisbane nonstop discontinued. I believe that is a seasonal flight. And so that is, I think that has ended for the season. And we should be seeing that Kalita Air shortly. It's on the move. Beto Basilio says hello from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hello, Beto. And Sean says hi from Denver, the Mile High City. So we're looking for a white-bodied 777 to enter our picture here. It's a Kalita Air cargo plane. Channel member Debbie Ann with a couple of Runway DFW logos there. Chip says, I put my tired fingers to work. Boeing is still producing the 777F. And here comes a 777.
Line up and wait on boy, 3511.
A 777F-1H. This is a 12-year-old plane. blinded by the light, but it will eventually turn.
RNAV to B Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff on board.
So we'll get to see the side of it. It's going to Anchorage, so it will be taking off here from this side of the airport.
Echo Alpha, home short of 1 left, Delta 2937. RNAV to land, close takeoff, 18 left, Delta 2970.
So anyway, assuming that this plane came from Anchorage earlier today, I'm pretty sure I saw it pop up on Jerry's Big Jet TV stream from Anchorage, where he's hanging out these days. I'm going to have to put Anchorage on my list. There's just such a variety of aircraft there. I mean, you get all the 747s. You get DC-3s. You get all just about everything you can imagine. DC-9s. Plus, you get some pretty cool scenery as well.
Over departure with CF 497.
All right, well, here's this Kalitta Air, kind of a semi-ghost plane.
Okay, cross 18 left at Alpha and the ground 0.65, Delta 2967.
Going to have to pause for the cause here as we've got American Flight 727 coming in from Seattle. It's an Airbus A321. Oh, this is the special livery. U.S. Airways.
Midland 18 right, United.
So the U.S. Airways Heritage livery is what you saw there.
Echo with Foxtrot, Connie.
On that Airbus A321.
That was good across my left and drop point 527.
So looks like it's going to hang a left here. Head north on the central taxiway.
Or no, report when I left the ticket. Go ahead.
Runway 18 left, Polaris 801.
Cross 20 left, hold short 18 right at 2 1, we'll look at 1 thing.
Will you proceed to line up away, 18 left, Polaris 801? There's away, 18.
So the big 777 freighter makes a U-turn, or is about to make a U-turn here. JL Day says hello from Southern Maryland. Hello, JL. Brave Kumquat with a $2 super chat. Brave Kumquat, a channel member, and saying, Walt, thanks for another great show. Thank you so much. Volaris, flight number 801 is off to Mexico City there. It's an Airbus A321. Pretty snappy takeoff. Here comes United. It's flight 1152 coming in from the city adjacent to the bay, San Francisco. An Airbus A319 is that. And still waiting to see the Kalitta Air take off. Looks like it's moving into position now.
Cross 20 right into the hangar.
Joseph says hello from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hello to you. Kyle Warrender with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Kyle. Just after 10 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. In the next half hour or so, we should be seeing the Tri-Jet MD-11 taking off, or at least pulling out for Louisville.
Approach departure, American 1036.
It looks like it's all buttoned up now. Once again, this Kalitta Air flight 934 is off to Anchorage. 777.
Okay, correct.
So as far as activity over at UPS headquarters goes, the tri-jet is now buttoned up. And it looks like last checks are being made before it goes out. And there's an Airbus A300 which has been pushed back kind of out of our sight. It's behind a fence. It'll also be going to Louisville, flight 755. Chad Hart, liking that tri-jet. Charles Carter says, I'm watching you over here at Love Field. I'm in the Southwest hangars at work, or the Love hangars at work, LOL. Well, you can see the marker lights are now flashing on the MD. Channel member Theo Smaglick with a hello to you. Hello. Drew1234 says, what's up with all the ambulances driving around? Well, there has been no aircraft emergency here as far as I can determine. But an airport of this size is really like a city. There's probably 10 to 20,000 people here at any given time, between employees and passengers and others. And things happen. People get hurt. People get sick. And we do see on almost every time we've been here, we see the ambulances and sometimes the fire equipment as well go out. And, it could be a car accident, could be a passenger or a employee who is in distress somehow. And usually we have no idea what's going on. I guess if we listen to the ambulance dispatch or the emergency dispatch channel, maybe we'd have more of a clue, but so I guess this is getting pushed out. There's an A300 which will be right behind it. They're both going to the same destination, to Louisville. No, I'm sorry. This plane is going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. So I am wrong about that. Wrong.
1991.
One of the older MD-11s you'll see, it's 33 years old.
Line up on way to runway 18, left approach.
Reverse ups from Hawaii, says Runway DFW is live, so that means my workday is almost done. Good to see you, Patrick. Thanks for popping in. There's Texas Girl, so with a good evening. Hello, Texas Girl. Texas Girl was out here in person yesterday. She sent me some pictures of, what was it? There was a Qantas being towed, or something happened. My mind is filled with aircraft. I can't remember. Brandon Dragasic says it looks like American's DFW to Brisbane flight was seasonal and it paused in March. Dale Helton, channel member, says, good night all. Ground has cleared me to taxi to bed. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Dale. Rich Carlisle, channel member, with a salute, with our kind of lame salute to the Tri-Jet in terms of my artistic work with the with that logo. Hey, we've got, hang on, I'm going to swing around here real quick because we've got Qantas going out to Sydney. This is a Dreamliner. And it kind of just snuck up on me as I was focusing all of my attention over to the MD-11. So is the daily flight to Sydney. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is Turkish. I've done that before. I've seen the red tail and said, no, that is Turkish flight 192 going to Istanbul. 7879 Dreamliner. So I apologize for that misidentification. We will not misidentify this plane. This is the MD-11 going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. Which is being partially illuminated. You can see the chain link fence shadow on it. It's being partially illuminated by headlights from cars parked here at Founders Plaza.
Have land, take up 111. 1-8 left line of please, what's your 44?
So I can't, let me see if I can show both of these to you. You've got these two UPS planes. The A300 on the right, the MD-11 on the left. Both looks like both of them are going to be assigned for takeoff here on the west side on 18 left. Good for us.
On that B park, clear for takeoff 18 left, what's your 44? Runway 18 left, DCS. Cross 18 right, switch back, full tour 18 left. X32, 18. Clear to land. Over to port to 4463, come on.
Okay. Well, that was fun. And in the meantime, we've got another. You might have seen it, kind of photo bombing our last takeoff. We got this UPS plane, which has just moved out, so they're clearing them out. We've only got 2 UPS planes left in the stable back there right now. Flight 3232 arriving from Phoenix, Arizona. An Airbus A321.
Good evening, 1711, you're on it after 1 right.
PA Flyer 65 says, ever think about going to Philadelphia? You know, I've never really investigated that possibility. I don't think I've ever seen any live streaming from Philadelphia. That doesn't mean there hasn't been any or there isn't any, but I don't think I've seen any. What you're seeing there is that UPS is a 767 going to Louisville. A 27-year-old example of the 767. So we still should have the Qantas flight to Sydney to see before we depart.
Roger, 111, end of the way, by 4026.
Might have seen coming in there a little business jet of some sort. Got a little Embraer 170 there. American Eagle. Flight 4026. Flight radar not telling me where this is going, so I can't be of any assistance there.
I'm not clearing 111 kilo for takeoff and board 4026.
So the flight to Sydney not due out for another 20 minutes or so. But we should be seeing it push back fairly soon.
I know I would. Departure runway 402619.
Just a little reminder, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark on this April 15th, 2025. We're here with you live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas from Founders Plaza. So we'll be with you for another couple of more minutes. We're going to wait to see if we can get that Qantas off the ground, and then stay tuned after that for Chatstravaganza, an exclusive feature of Runway DFW. So the Qantas aircraft we should be seeing is the Yam Dreaming livery, which again we can't really see it all that well at night, but it's a very interesting and intricate paint job on that particular plane. Here's American Flight 1768. It's an A321neo. This will be going to Phoenix, Arizona. Once it makes a U-turn here on runway 18 left. And as someone I think mentioned in the chat, it does tend to get a little quiet here after 10 o'clock or so. Jimmy Henry, fixin' to retire to the bedroom to watch on the big screen from Paint Lick, Kentucky, Country Life. And saying I got here late. PA Flyer 65 says, Walt, you're looking great. Well, thank you.
Tower American, 760 are still just waiting for our numbers. Thanks.
Wood Doctor says, when those Aussies get to Istanbul, boy, would they be surprised. All right, everybody's making fun of me for... Listen, it's dark. I'm looking at a little 2-inch monitor. I see a red insignia on the tail, and it's got to be either one of two things. It's got to be Turkish or it's got to be Qantas. And the reason I concluded that it was Qantas was because Turkish, more often than not, takes off from over on the east side of the airport to go to Istanbul. So I made those calculations in my head. They were the wrong calculations, but that's how it worked. Havmo63 says, I'm taking it in. Ease in and ease out. Great watch and listen. Thank you.
Clear to land, 1 right, American 3222.
We'll be wrapping things up fairly shortly. I'm hoping that we get Qantas, not not Turkish, but Qantas in here pretty soon, or out of here pretty soon. Well, looks like American Flight 789 is taking precedence here. This is an Airbus A319. I don't have the destination information on this aircraft. Okay, so the flight to Phoenix was running a little late. Well, look who's here. It's Texas Girl. Hello, Texas Girl.
Hello, guys.
Camera's right there. There she is. So you were here yesterday, right? And is this another plane getting pushed back here? I think. This is a 757 we saw coming in earlier, and it is now going out. Destination unknown so far. So did you just get off work?
Oh, no.
No.
I went to work the last 2 days.
Oh, okay. Well, it must be nice.
For Texarkana tomorrow.
Texarkana. We've had.
Thursday morning and then
Illinois. On a driving the bus. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you get good weather. I know it's supposed to be. We're supposed to get storms here this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to start in Nebraska and Iowa. And then slowly, head east. And Thursday is when it goes from Wisconsin down to Texas.
Did you say there are or aren't? Because I haven't really turned around too much.
Really?
Not too much.
Nobody's come up to you?
Oh, a couple people. I don't know. He just doesn't have that much interest in all this. And I don't want to force him to like airplanes. I see other kids his age come out here and express an interest, but he's a Minecraft guy. Minecraft guy. Yeah, just once on a Southwest plane. But not with me. I know. Simon 007 says, is that a 767? No, that is a 757. Is that loud enough? Did our singers project?
1995.
Now, that might have been a little over projection, but okay. A 29-year-old will be celebrating its 30th anniversary in September.
Oh, sure, 111 with American.
And I still don't see the Qantas flight making an appearance. But this plane is the next to last UPS aircraft in the stable over here. Huh? Oh yeah, we're about to get blasted with a headlight. Randy S says, "Hey, Texas girl." Havmo63 says the 757s have really tall gear, and my understanding is that's because they were engineered to be the same height as the 767 to facilitate jet bridges not having to move up and down. Wood Doctor says totally understands the mix-up that I had between the Turkish and the Qantas liveries. It won't be the last time, I have a feeling. Says, I wish the singers could sing the plane types. I don't know, maybe I'll have to get AI to do that. These are real singers, the ones who sing the years. Huh? Mar Harvey says, good evening to all from Roanoke, Texas. Just around the corner from here. Uh-oh, Randy S. saying Qantas won't take off until 11:08. Well, I don't think I can wait up for that one. Unless it pops on the screen. I think this is probably going to be our last plane. Oops, flashing us. I know, but I worry about sprinklers. Plus, I have to get up at crazy o'clock. Is it on the move? That usually lights up really early. Oh, it is on the move. Okay. All right. So behind this plane, and it's one of my favorite liveries, actually, is the DHL mustard and ketchup livery on a 767. It may even be, when this moves out of the picture, we may even be able to see it. That's it there.
1994.
So that is a 31-year-old plane celebrating a birthday this month. We'll get to see a little better look at its livery when it turns. This is going to Cincinnati. Aren't you cold, Texas girl? I'm freezing. Well, I'm not freezing, but...
I thought about bringing something, but
Well, you're not standing out here for 4 hours, so...
I'm not standing here.
Okay, so we've got these two planes, and we'll call it a night after these. Although this one may... There's that beautiful livery. This one may go over to the east side for takeoff. It often does. What? Oh. Oh, okay. The Qantas plane, I am informed by Texas girl, has now illuminated the radar. What's so funny? I know. That's true. I did say that. I did say that.
Only one in left, RNF to Lair and clear for takeoff off by 4065.
Did I tell you the flight? This is flight 102. And this DHL plane is operated by ABX Air. Huh? Sometimes it just takes off from the short T on this side, but then it also could go over the bridge. But the 757, the UPS is, I think we are going to see that. Well, we will see that go up over here. Okay. Well, good. We won't have to wait that long. So we've got these two freighters and then Qantas and then out of here. And again, I could stay all night, but I do have to work in the morning and pick up grandson for school at 6:45 a.m. So I know I could do it.
Flight number 4065 field. Tower 6, Jack 478, 2000, requesting transition for y'all doing this. Affirmative, sir. Career track 478.
That's what we like to see.
On course to meet you, career track 478. I believe so. If they're not, they're open pretty late. But yeah, they're always there whenever we get there. Switching approach receiver.
So off it goes to Louisville.
Yes, sir, they are.
See if we can find that DHL plane here. So there is. We're not sure what its status is. It's parked just shy of runway 18 left. We have seen it on occasion make a right turn and just take off from that position. And but most of the time it goes straight across after it gets clearance, because there's other planes taking off on 18 left right now, as you can see just seconds from now. There it is. There's a pretty good chance it'll go over to the east side for takeoff, but we'll see. Let's see, where is Qantas? It's still backing out. Want to get up? Go ahead. Says thank you, Walt. Have a wonderful, safe until next time. Thank you for that. And Basim Yusuf says the Qantas is pushing back from the gate, as we first learned from our pal Texas girl. Jim Rockford says watching from Grapevine. Hope everyone is blessed. Thank you for that. Courtney Michelle says good evening from the Motor City. And Luisa Maya 770, hello and good evening from Rowlett, Texas. Glad to have you all hanging out with us for this late night portion of our broadcast. A bunch. So all of a sudden we've got like 8 planes angling to take off. There's Frontier with Buttercup the Utah Prairie Dog on its tail. There's Buttercup. Oh, DHL's on the move.
Record 2378.
So it does appear that DHL will be headed out of our territory here over to the east side, as it is going to Cincinnati.
RNAV Park 18 left, clear for takeoff, Frontier flight 3885. Plane left, my void, American 1999.
So there goes the Frontier flight 3885, destination Las Vegas.
RNAV land, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1999.
You know what? I think if we look really closely at the center of this shot, let me zoom in a little bit more. I think that's the, is that the flying roux tail there in the center of the shot? I think so. Huh? Going to London. Okay. Don't tell me things like that. Too much. So yeah, I think that's right in the center of the shot there. That's not Turkey, that's a flying roux. Linka Zibruvnova says greetings to everyone from Prague in the Czech Republic. Oh yeah, it is moving.
88.
Okay, so shortly we will see Qantas.
Go to March 910.
This looks to be American Eagle 3588.
On Airline 1 left, quick take off, 3588.
It is going to Midland.
Wait, 1 left, American 7 left.
Oh, okay. So we'll follow this along and we may see Qantas along the way.
Cross 18 left, cross 18 right, Charlie to the ramp, level 3, Delta.
There's Qantas. There it is. With the Yam Dreaming livery. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is either Qantas or Turkish Airways. Take your pick.
Turkish hasn't gone yet?
Yeah, it did. It went earlier. But I misidentified it.
RNAV alert, clear for takeoff, American 711.
18 left, line of way, American 446.
Alright, so we'll get back to that plane. Here goes American Flight 446. It's an Airbus A321 going to San Francisco. Well, I mean, first of all, look at this. This plane with all the blue. Never seen a cabin with all blue lights in there like that. Is that new? I believe that is American Flight 1607 to El Paso, an Airbus A321 Neo, with all the soothing blue cabin lights.
That's Flight 18 left, American 2332.
Got a departure, good night, American 446.
This was kind of cool looking. Why don't all the other planes have cabin lights like that?
Cross 1 left, 1 right, proceed to the ramp.
Route Doctor says some American cabins have adjustable lighting. But look at that one, it's boring. No, that's an A319. I want to be on the plane with all the blue mood lighting.
Switching, good day.
01 Mike D with a thumbs up to our channel sponsor James Webb. And just so you know, we do have a web emoji. You know, like a spider web. Isn't that clever?
Clear for takeoff on left DFW Park, 2332.
Okay, but I'm just intrigued with this cabin lighting. I see planes all the time. I've never seen one that had that look to it. (182Q) KTFW says 787 cabin lights can choose the color.
Takeoff, 1 in left, on that line.
Wow, look at this. Oh. The moon. Oh.
1 in left, line up runway, no by 3569, we'll keep it inside. Departure 2330.
There's a shot. We were here to see the rising of the pink moon on Saturday. But we didn't get any shots of the moon with the plane in the foreground at that time.
Hard up to land, 1 in left, clear for takeoff, on Boeing 3569, we'll keep the aircraft inside. Line up runway 18 left, American 2568. Good day, American 1607.
And there is the East Tower with the slightly misshapen moon in the background.
So far we do American 2568. Clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 2568.
Good golly, it's almost 11 o'clock. Well, there's the Qantas Yam Dreaming livery in the moonlight.
Alright, 981 cleared across 18 left and 18 right, Charlotte ramp, American Local 981.
It's kind of worth staying for the for that moon shot.
Our name, depart trip takeoff, boy, 3687. 20 left, line up away now.
So once again, we're looking at Qantas Flight 8 going to Sydney. It's a 7879 Dreamliner. And right after that takes off, we're going to start tearing down. But we will have Chatstravaganza tonight for you. Our moderator and channel member and friend of the channel, the Random Spotter, Luke says, hello, y'all and Walt. Just checking in after game one of the local Tier 1 junior hockey quarterfinals. Didn't have a 7-0 shutout on my bingo card tonight, but a fun game to work. Game 2 tomorrow eve. Well, we thank you after that hard day of officiating. No. Texas girl showing me that American Airlines is going to have a flight to London. Well, they've got 5 flights to London every day, so it's not such a big deal.
You see what else I can find.
There goes American Flight 1679 to Phoenix, an Airbus A321, pulling out in front of that Qantas jetliner. There's the moon. Not quite a full moon.
Wait, let's clear take off Arnett to Laren, American.
Oh boy.
79.
Does that include stops, or is that just if you were driving straight through?
Line up away.
Yeah. Asim Yusuf says, Walt, you should wait for American Flight 78 to London Heathrow. We were just talking about that, but as Woot Doctor points out, sprinkler risk increasing.
Over departure, American 1679.
There's that beautiful Yam Dreaming livery. And here it comes pulling out in front of the moon. But not quite fully. So we'll go back to this shot for a second.
Right heading 190 to take off 18 left, quarter 8.
All right, off we go now to Sydney. An 8,500-mile journey across the Pacific. Average flight time, 16 hours and 22 minutes. I like Fiji, and
One of your viewers just said
for our viewer who suggested that we wait for Fiji. I listen. If I had all the time in the world, I would wait for Fiji. But I love Fiji. But I've got an hour drive going back. I've got it's take me 45 minutes to pack up all this stuff. So Harry Potter fan and Basim Youssef. I've got to call it a night. So I would ask that you now stay tuned for Chat Stravaganza. We'll keep a camera on as I pack things up, and we'll play music, and you can chat amongst yourselves if you so choose. If not, that's fine. We're happy to have had you with us. Head exploding. This is, let's see, we got to play some music here. So this is where we thank our channel sponsor, James Webb. We thank our channel members. We especially thank our Moderation Federation here out in force tonight to make sure you have a very pleasant experience. We may be back later this week. We will definitely not be here on Saturday. But, hang on, I'm trying to do something here. We may be here on Thursday, so watch out for that possibility. Keep those notification bells turned on. And it was just a joy to be with you all tonight. Thank you, Texas Girl, for coming in and badgering me with late night airplane departures. It's right there. It's right there. London flight. Okay. We'll see you soon on Runway DFW. Happy contrails to you until we meet again.
That's firm, do we have? Tower American X74 is individual approach 20 ready. For the land 1.
United.
All right, it's about time to bid you all a good night as I pack up the rest of this stuff that will take us off the air. Thanks again for watching, for liking, subscribing, for just hanging out with us. And we hope to be back with you later this week, either a night or a morning, not sure which. Keep your notification bells punched, and we'll see you soon on Runway DFW. Thank you again.
Travel arrangements for overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.